to the comic shop. I'll let you read about Cyclops. I'll have you spending all you got. Trump Space Force is looking hot. Tim Lim.
And we're back! Big Legit in the house, ready to talk about more amazing comic books that do what? What do they do, guys? They move the friggin' needle. And what does that mean? It means that they're comic books that fans enjoy, that fans appreciate, that make fans want to spend their money supporting a quality product, because there are not enough quality products in the comic book industry today. But we're going to change that. We are changing that right now. By you out there watching this video right here, you are changing that. And today, we're going to talk about something that I was just talking about in the last video I made, X-O Manowar, right? X-O Manowar. We're going to talk about this, but here's what I'm going to do. I've showed you, these official handbooks from the Marvel Universe that tell us about, don't pay any attention to this Jubilee with the fish face. I don't want you to get confused here. Don't get distracted. These awesome official guidebook to the Marvel Universe, similar to what we're talking about. Same with this Cyberforce Universe source book that tells you all about different characters in Cyberforce, their weapons, their ships, their house, their motorcycles, their sexy chicks. It just keeps going here, guys. So we're gonna pull out a source book, official handbook type of thing, except it's gonna be for X-O Manowar. And what's it gonna be specifically? The X-O Manowar Database. Check this out. I got this for 50 cents. It's from 1993. It's very, very thin. Look at that. It's extremely thin. Compared to a regular comic book, it's extremely thin. But it tells us everything we could ever want to know about the X-O Manowar class armor. See, this X-O Manowar class armor has the ability to conform itself to the wearer. The armor can provide nutrition, atmosphere, and waste removal using its matter to energy, energy to matter capabilities. What that basically means is you can put this suit on and take a dump, and it'll get rid of it for you. I don't know if it'll wipe, but it will at least get rid of the dump for you, which is super cool. In addition, the armor has remote viewing capabilities through its free-floating probe. This is a probe. We would call this a drone now. Back then, we would have called it a probe. The probe is able to send back video and audio signals to the armor so that it can interpret and display on the inside of the faceplate. Another viewer is mounted on the left shoulder and gives the wearer full rear viewing capabilities. So I want to tell you the history of the X-O Manowar class armor is the end product of thousands of years of alien bioengineering. At some point, millennia in the past, the spider aliens discovered a semi-sentient silicon-based life form capable of acting as a living transducer, absorbing energy or matter, and then converting it into new forms. Seeking to harness this creature's abilities, the spider aliens set about combining its genetic code with other desirable traits from a diverse field of genetic material gathered from dozens of worlds. So basically, the spider aliens had taken the new organism as far as it could go, biologically, and then they began to tinker with it technologically, using nanotech. They added self-repair features and computational abilities. Eventually, this line of research led to the development of the Wolf class armor, a multi-limbed, hard carapaced armor with limited capabilities. Others had continued along the biological path, encoding new abilities directly into the armor's genetic structure. They eventually developed the Commando class armor. The Commando class armor sprouts a spore once every 300 years. So it's living armor, and it sprouts a spore every 300 years. And from this spore, the spider scientists are able to create another Commando class suit. So they only get not one of these suits, the Commando class suit, every 300 years. Using the Commando class suit armor as a genetic starting point, they were eventually able to engineer a golden spore. From this golden spore were created the first of the Manowar class armor. This spore developed much more slowly, but its capabilities were greatly enhanced, perhaps none more so than the ability to evolve to suit the wearer. The Manowar class armor could develop a new spore only every 2,000 years. So this armor, there's only one of them. A second one will be produced 2,000 years after the first, which is pretty incredible. So just so you're wondering, I want to show you guys back here. This is the Wolf class armor that the spider aliens originally designed. And then here's the Commando class armor. And this one, a new one is created every 300 years. Then we get to the X-O Manowar class, which is the badass class. That's every 2,000 years. So we have the remote viewing node is here. Here's the helm, the carapace. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. That is apparently the chest piece is referred to as that. He has a sword mount inside of his arm, which is kind of cool. Perhaps the armor's greatest power lies in its ability to adapt to its wearer's needs in very specific ways. Shannara, which is the name of this suit, its actual real name, just like I'm legit, just like Diversity in Comics is my boy Zach, this suit is Shannara. Inside the suit is Aric, but the suit itself, its name is Shannara. And I am going to take a guess that that is named after Terry Brooks' The Sword of Shannara, The Elfstones of Shannara, the Shannara series, which has been adapted to television, I think on MTV. So anyways, perhaps the armor's greatest power lies in its ability to adapt to its wearer's needs in very specific ways. Shannara, the armor worn by Aric of Dacia, evolved a segmented telescoping blade in response to Aric's need to feel the weight of a sword in his hand once again. The blade has an ionic charge powerful enough to sever the limb from a being of pure energy. And it, you know, this little diagram here shows you this is the Omni Beam. The sword mount is there. There are wrist-mounted 100 megahertz pulse ion cannons. We'll go into that. Endo-shielding, the orange part, is the endo-shielding. The greaves are, you know, the leglets, I guess. And look, codpiece. You're welcome. The armor also has the ability to generate a powerful force field. It talks about the weapons in here. Propulsion, and this is kind of fun. Like it's got the, oh look at that. Oh look, that's what it looks like when you take the, if you were to remove the metal parts of the armor. Boom, that's what it would look like. Isn't that fun? And then, you know, and then we'll just strip him down like a dang Ken doll. Look, it's like those little paper dolls. We could cut this out and play dress up with Aric. Aric is 6'5" on his own. That is massive. That is massive. Especially for in the days of the Roman Empire. But when he puts the suit on, he gets to be 7 feet tall, which I don't quite get how that is happening, because he doesn't look to be any taller. It looks like it adds maybe 2 inches onto him, but they claim it's more than that. And then you see, this is an interesting thing. This is the original version, and this is the evolved version of the suit. I realize they look similar. In this version, you can see that he has a beard. And in this version, he does not have a beard. Here he has an 80 megahertz pulse cannon. Over here, it's a dual 100 megahertz pulse ion cannon. He has energy dampening coils here. And then you'll also notice that the Omni Beam is limited to just a force field and coherent light for illumination. But it later evolved, the Omni Beam. It can also function as a force field, illumination, force blast, tractor beam, and energy dampening field. He still has the external scanning node and the remote scanning node. And how it evolved is, I believe the armor itself has a rudimentary sentience and a vast intelligence, having been programmed with the science of the spider aliens. It possesses some telepathic abilities, with a range limited to touch. Though the suit's sensors are able to record the presence of nearby thought activity, direct telepathic communication is limited to the wearer. Additional sensor arrays in the helmet allow the wearer to track a variety of wave emissions. Still, others are capable of isolating various types of electromagnetic emissions, such as radio waves and electrical signatures, and the suit is equipped with remote sensors capable of gathering long-distance intelligence. The armor has 3 types of flight: gravatic, propulsive, and theoretically relativistic. The suit hovers by manipulating gravitons, minute aspects of gravatic energy. secondary system, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, it also has an X-O glossary in the back that tells you about all the main characters that are involved in X-O Manowar. And this was actually really helpful for me as a new reader to learn more about the world of X-O Manowar before I can find issue number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and read more. Valiant! So that's the X-O database, and I think this is a really cool little gimmick that they put out. I don't know what it was released in. It doesn't have a price on it, so it was probably free. Maybe it came in an issue of Wizard or something. I don't know. Typically that would say so. But it was written and designed by Clifford E. Van Meter. That's, I don't think, Clifford Ethan Van Skyvermeter. I don't know. Art by Jim Calafiore. Good deal. Bob Layton, Mike Leakey, Joe Quesada, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, that's what I wanted to show you guys because I thought this was pretty cool. And help you get to know more about the X-O Manowar armor and how it works. And I thought it was interesting that the armor evolved itself from this original version to this evolved version. And basically, yeah, that's it. This is a comic book, kind of. This did totally move the needle for me. This did get me deeper into X-O Manowar world and make me want to find out more about this character. So if you thought this video was cool, if you think I should track down more little source book, official handbook, database books like this to share with you, let me know in the comments below. If you read X-O Manowar, let me know how many issues I should pick up before the story gets dull. And I look forward to talking to all of you again. If you want to send me a message, feel free. Twitter is the best way to reach me, @LeftHandLegit. And I'll see you next time on Testosterone Overload!